For naughty by nature.
I'll look up
All
the
right, go.
video with the guy.
Everybody's quiet.
Nah, go ahead. Everything you need a fucking intro. Welcome to Yellbro Road. We're all here. Apparently, boats have been hit in the Gulf of Oman near the Strait of Hormuz, and something tells me they're gonna there's no way, right?
American book.
American boats, yes. There's no fucking chance that even that shit was even trending the other day, right? USS Liberty, all that shit was trending. Are you telling? There's no way this could happen, right? Where, once again, if you don't understand the scenario, imagine the idea. Once again, I'm saying allegedly, I'm not saying this is the case, but possibly that if Israel hit or U.S. false flag or something like that, where a U.S. ship gets fucking hit, and they blame it on Iran, and that is the reason for the U.S. jumping into a war with Iran. Can you imagine that?
So,
That would break my fucking brain.
I don't know what to make it is. This sounds like Iran's lying. Iran platform suggests the ship incident may have been a collision between vessels.
Whatever you got, send it, bro. Whatever you got, send it. These are some of the images. Once again, unconfirmed. I don't know who's doing it. I don't know if it was a collision. That does not look like collision shit, right? I'll keep it fuck. That does not look collision shit.
No way.
And Harrison said that Harrison is saying that someone was saying that that's why Trump is in the meeting right now. Why they're in the Situation Room, because these ships were possibly attacked. Bro, this is no fucking way. Once again, do not take any of these videos as being 100% true or being the real thing. This is crazy. I even delayed when Trump went to put out those tweets, right? He put these tweets out, right? Of, Iran should have signed a deal. I told him to sign. Whatever. What a shame and waste of human life. Simply stated, Iran cannot have nuclear weapons. I said it over and over again. Everyone should immediately evacuate Tehran, right? Those are blatant threats to Iran, right? Even that, I'm like, let me be patient until something actually happens. But this, I wanted to hit record immediately because this doesn't sound right. It's right by Iran. It's by the Strait of Hormuz, bro. Oman is where they were having the talks at, by the way. The U.S. and Iran that's where they were having their negotiation talks.
No, it's like that shit's too. That shit makes Iran look too guilty. You know what I mean?
But what if they? I mean, let's be real. Could they think of people as that stupid? I mean, look, where's this fool at? Where's this Cowboys dude at? I don't know if this is a real person or not, but look at this. Dear Iran, you fucked up. You will regret the day you attacked our oil tankers in the Gulf of Oman. Burn in hell. Like, I don't know if that's a real person or not. Like, whatever. Seems like a small guy. It could be bullshit, but I mean, this guy's instantly blaming Iran. That guy is.
The GRIC, they have no leadership right now. So it could have been a Lone Ranger out there saying, "I'm going to do something to these boats because I got some ordnance right here." They got no leadership.
I am wrecked, dude. I mean, right as officials from the Trump administration are going out here saying, like, "Yo, we have the same exact stance we had yesterday. We have a defensive posture. We're staying in that posture. We're not attacking Iran. We want them to come to the table and have peace talks." The same night as that, this shit happens? Are you kidding me? That'd be too crazy, right? That would look so conspiratorial that it would look so fake, right?
Yeah, a little bit.
I think it makes, like, Like if you were to just evaluate the situation, who does it make the most sense to do that? Right? Like who benefits more from that? On one
Yeah.
hand, on one hand, if Iran would have to be like, okay, we're all in on war with everybody, or would you attack the biggest, the big brother, so that they get sucked into the war? Like, does that make any sense?
Look, Iran only does that if
Oh
they're
God.
losing. Is Iran losing before this happens?
No. As
Do
of
you
right,
agree? They would only
You,
do that if like they're already losing.
if they were
Is
desperate or
that
something.
or if the U.S. was already like actively involved, well, okay, that's another target. They're not actively involved in a way like in an official capacity, so it doesn't make sense to start in that sense with another country, right? Like, so that doesn't, like that would be
Ah,
insane,
yeah, that
right?
would
Like,
be that wouldn't make any sense. But then again, look at Assad's gas attacks. Did that make sense? That made no fucking
no?
sense. That made zero sense. But
you
they
mean
But
when
they,
they
they
when they
attributed to him
there was at
anyways.
least a context.
right?
There was at least a context to not a context. There was a geographical understanding that that Assad's people could be around that, and
Yeah.
the rebels could be around where these gas attacks happen. This shit,
Well,
this shit. How would they not? How would they not know Iran sent the missile? Where's the paper trail on that missile? If Iran indeed blew this shit up, these boats up,
Bro.
you,
They could have rammed them with
they
boats.
know those missiles were launched. Where's that information at?
Okay, well, let me read this real fast. It says urgent: multiple oil tankers reportedly struck in the Gulf of Oman. Satellite data from NASA firms shows three distinct fire anomalies in the waters off the coast of Oman. Local sources report that the blazes are the result of direct strikes on oil tankers. Photos appear to show massive fires burning offshore, consistent with a tanker hit. Like it got hit with something.
so they're saying like missiles,
Yes,
according to
right.
that.
It got struck. Right.
Yes,
I
it's
assume that's what they mean, right?
either a drone or a missile.
And yeah, it wouldn't make sense if I if I read the it wouldn't make sense at all,
But
right?
also, there should be a paper trail to trace it back to them.
Yeah,
There
if they
should be.
had it, if they want to
There
show
should
you
be a
that.
paper trail.
Exactly, should be. I mean, we have to assume everyone on those boats are dead, right? And they're just floating in the fucking ocean.
Maybe, maybe not.
maybe they abandoned ship. I don't know.
Yeah,
They had to abandon ship, right? If they're still alive.
yeah.
Uh, I'm wrecked, bro. I'm putting conspiracy things in my mind right now, not confirming or saying anything is the case. I'm just thinking about it, kind of out loud here. Okay, we saw those cameras turned off, right, in Haifa, right? The Israel cameras. Is it possible for something to be shot out from there, where there's no camera seeing it, and they fire
This
a
is
missile
what
from
works
there?
against Iran. This is what
Possibly.
works against Iran. Iran has proxies, so they
So,
could get blamed for something that, on paper, they didn't do.
well, we do know about the Houthis, right? Like we've seen them bombing ships before, but that was more in the Red Sea, right? Which is not the same location. But they do
The
have missiles
point
that
is
hit Israel, right? So they can
the
reach.
possibility is it's warranted. Meaning they could always get blamed for it too. That's the other side of it. They could have done something like that. So the fact that they could do something like that, they're the number one suspect.
Yeah. How about what has Netanyahu been saying all week, right? Or all like over the weekend and shit. He's been saying like, "Oh, we have control over Iran's airspace. Like they can't do anything with us. We can just fly up and down and through their motherfucking shit, and they can't do anything about it because we bombed their fucking planet, or whatever the fuck they said they did, right?" But they kept saying that talking point that we control their airspace and we can fly freely through it, which means if that's the case, they could fly. I'm just saying, not blaming Israel as of now. I don't fucking know. Uh,
Yeah, that's
could it be the
that,
U.S.
and
doing it to
also this,
itself? That'd be
also this.
crazy.
This is also something to keep in mind. They've been fighting for a couple days. We clearly see one has an advantage. Now's a good
Seemingly.
time. Now's a good time to regroup. Now's a good time to stretch these guys out. Okay, Iran, you got these crazy weapons. They're gonna stretch the floor on Iran now with U.S. involvement.
That's
They're,
the
they're
major
gonna
thing.
test.
Yeah.
What happened?
That's the major thing if the U.S. officially, overtly jumps in.
Yeah, they're gonna definitely see like, all right, we're gonna see what you really got,
I
and we're
mean,
fucking you up as we're doing it. As you're doing it, you're taking two for every one you hit on us.
yeah. Believe it or not, the way my conspiracy mind works, it feels like Iran is the least likely to do this shit. Maybe, once again, like you said, like maybe a group that, a proxy of theirs maybe did something. Who knows? Or,
Nah. I'm with you. Number one is it's a false flag. It's what everybody is saying on Twitter,
yeah,
and it sounds that way. But that's the problem for Iran.
bro,
Iran doesn't have plausible deniability
bro.
because of
Or,
how they've been painted and what
yeah,
they do.
here's a little
Both.
scenario. Maybe it could be Iranian. Maybe those guys that fucking Elon Musk and Mark Levin want to help out over there with fucking internet and shit like that.
That's almost yeah. That's
If they
almost like
fire some
beside the
shit,
point.
if they fire some shit from Iran, let's say they got their hands on weapons and fired shit from Iran and started blowing up these fucking ships, it'll be, you'll have direct video feed like, look, this came from Iran. Look, see, got it. I mean, I'm just saying, dude.
Israel
Yeah,
doing that's
they're
going to be against
already.
direct.
They never had a chance. If that's what happened, they never had a chance.
Yeah,
Israel gets oil from us, so that's against their direct interests. I don't care. Their economics already in the crapper right now. I don't think they'd do it.
Who, Israel?
what are these places
They buy
doing?
our
What are they doing near that
Israel
area,
needs our.
anyways? Sorry, go ahead.
They were going. They're getting permission to pass through the Strait of Hormuz, and while they were waiting for permission, they got attacked somehow. But they were going to fill up their tankers, so they're empty tankers, which is good news. I think they're empty.
How's that? Do you see these fucking pictures, dude? You sure they're empty? Look, the whole fucking thing's on fire, dude. Was it a
But
flammable
it's
ship?
three of them. But it's three
It's
of
going to
them.
have
So
some, it's going to have some oil in it. You're not
just
going to get all the
together.
oil out of it
Yeah, it's gonna have
because
reserves
it
on
needs
there.
some oil for buoyancy. It's going to need a little bit of oil in there to maintain buoyancy and all that stuff.
And it's
But
too. Like I
it's
can
not.
see a fire that big happening.
They're not topped off. They're not all the way full.
What do you
Pause.
think, Harrison? What do you think? Do you think there's no way that this is like a collision with something and then this happens, right? You're saying like it had to be hit by a weaponry, right?
Well, Iran or one of their proxies put some explosives on a speedboat into the USS Cole several years ago and blew a big ass hole in it. And that's a warship, not a commercial ship. So that's how they did it before.
Oh my god, this is not good. Like the timing,
Well,
the timing
who
of
would
it
have
is
who
crazy.
has interest in it?
Dude, if
Like,
you look at it,
what?
Iran's having a bad week, bro. Iran's having a really tough week.
Yeah,
I think we have to look at like what's happened in history and
Like
understand.
I felt that.
We have to understand like what is possible and what we've even admitted to, like repeatedly, to
what
be
the
able to assess
fuck?
what happens now.
I mean, there's no way they could be like, well, they can't just off rip just say Iran did it and then walk. They have to show full blown, and even that, people are like, nah, fuck that. We're still not. We don't want to go to war still. But the Trump administration would have all the fucking blatant means to just jump in now. They attacked us, and I'm America first. I'm not doing this for Israel. I'm doing this because they attacked us. That like it's there now. Like, and it's like there's no way you'd be that brazen to repeat that type of like idea that people are so aware of now on the internet. That'd be so crazy, right? That'd be like,
It's worked so many times.
listen, Iran has weapons of mass destruction. We don't have pictures of them yet, but we know based on good intelligence, we know it's there, and we need to go bomb them. It's like, wait a minute, didn't we
No,
just see?
no, that's not the line. The new line, he keeps repeating it. Iran cannot get a nuclear weapon. That's all I know.
I know. I'm just saying, like, imagine he repeated just the exact George W. Bush words of the Iraq War, and people fell for that. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that would work, right? That'd be so brazen. It does look like Iraq the way they're trying to build things up, but it's
Mhm.
I'm actually wrecked, bro. I don't know if I don't know if this is real or not. And yes, everyone is saying false flag, but
It's because we've seen it so many times. Like how dumb.
oh man, this is gonna take time
And,
for us to hear anything about it.
and when they do it, like we go into war, like nobody can stop it, right? They'll just say it and do it.
I mean, what if it was this too? Let's just keep all options open. Like, it just wouldn't make sense. That would be your first action, would be to blow it up, because this is not a military ship, right? This is a fucking like commercial, or not commercial, but like, you know, what's the word? You know what I mean? Fucking
They're commercial, they're civilian commercial ships.
but it's more like business. It doesn't like, you know, let's go on a cruise, honey. Like, it's like meant for
Commercial.
resource
Yeah,
moving on.
Commercial.
If
Commercial?
Iran wanted
Okay.
to do that, they might as well just shot themselves in the head, right?
Yeah.
Like why would it's retarded.
And could it be a hothead? Some hothead who's like, who the fuck are you, bro? I'm gonna shoot you up.
Like I was saying, they've lost a lot of leadership, and it could just been some angry lone actor out there. He said, "Those look like American ships, and I got some stuff I can take care of them with." And they've been
Yeah, but
bombing us all week.
But that's crazy. 3
It's
oil
happened.
tankers?
It's happened before. They got lone wolves, bro.
But wouldn't that guy have to be like planning? Did he
Okay.
like, oh look, a ship? Let me go fucking set up my bombs and all that shit real fast and then do it. Like, wouldn't they have to like plan that out?
All right, let's take it
No
for what you're saying.
coordinates.
Let's follow that line. It's a lone wolf. Okay, based on a lone wolf, what should the U.S. do?
What should
Still
the U.S.
focus
do?
them
It
off.
should be full blown investigation. What happened here, and
Mhm.
then see like, okay, like the first guess from the administration, if they are who they are on the surface, like if they're supposed to be like, we're the peace loving, make a deal person, right? Let's say they're that, like what they say they are on the surface. Their first thing should be like, we're not going to let this throw us into a war, based on the way they talk out loud in regards to this stuff, right? That should be,
Right. So
we're not going to let this
if
turn into a giant war now.
it's a lone wolf, then it's not Iran, right? It's a lone wolf.
Yeah. Either way, this
So
should
you can't call it Iran.
Well, Iran's going to have to arrest the guy and prove him, show him to us, or
Sure.
we're going to
Well-
blame Iran. We're not going to blame Israel. You can forget
But-
about that false
wait,
flag
wait.
nonsense. We're not even
No, well-
if we
well-
had evidence to do it.
Well, you're
we're gonna
saying that
attack
they have
Iran.
to show you. Well, wait a minute.
Even
you
if-
just said
even
you
if-
said that they have to show evidence of somebody that
Even if
you don't-
if the CIA knows that
You have-
Israel did it, we're still going to attack Iran. Get that?
Yes,
get that?
that's true.
Yeah, we
straight
know
right
that.
now.
Yeah.
We know that very clearly.
But what about the lone wolf thing? Yeah,
You're saying they have to
have
show
to
evidence. of a
apprehend
lone
that
wolf.
individual and present them to us. Yeah, if they don't want us to blame them, they're
Yeah,
they're in a war right now. So there you go.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure that happened
Yes.
with USS Liberty. Right? Go
If,
ahead.
if that was the case of a lone wolf, yes, they would have to turn him over. Sure, that makes sense to me. Yeah, that is if that is the case, right? But you're saying that they have to prove it, but nobody else has to prove any other situation. So by
There's
default,
going to be an investigation, and I mean, if there's anything in the water or on the side of the ship indicating it was a Iranian ordinance or anything like that, then yeah, they're going to blame Iran. But
So-
even if Israel or somebody else did it, even if the Houthis did it, they're going to blame Iran.
Yeah.
even if
it doesn't-
that's true.
even if Israel
Doesn't
did it,
matter.
they're going to blame Iran, right?
Yeah, even if
Yeah.
Israel 100% did it, they're going to blame Iran.
So
Even if we
when you
know
talk
they
about
did it.
when you talk about investigation, that example that was just given about bombing Syria, the investigation, if it ever happened after the bombing.
Oh, yeah.
The bombing was immediately.
Yep.
And then we were looking at like, okay, what happened, and then covering it up.
If you see some sort of action taken tonight because of this, that means they didn't investigate. Actually, there was no real investigation.
Yeah. But it doesn't matter if it's a false flag or not. Iran's still going to get smacked.
Probably. I mean, yeah, I'm sure they'll be blamed one way or another.
That consequence, yes, like it's going, like that will end up happening no matter what. But we have to be also like using our own brains. It's like, oh
I
yeah,
would hope so.
you did that, you did that. Well, fine. No, we can't accept those things, right? Like it's gonna happen, yes. Can we control it? No, but that's not acceptable.
Yeah.
To start basically a nuclear war or world war for because we want to? Fuck no. And that's not anti-American. That is being American, not pulling us into a war for nothing.
Yeah. Damn. I might just drop it. Like, fuck, man. I'm just bookmarking some things, some images. Once again, I have nothing confirmed here. But this is being all thrown out here.
It feels like something's about to happen. Something really bad.
After all this, we just saw the statements here. I'll show people this, and I might put the video here, and then if something happens after that, I'll go into it. But we just saw fucking Hexef talk. Where was it? So Hexef talk.
The table, right? But all options. So the deal is still on the table, but all options are on the table. From what it sounds like, what does that look like? What it looks like right now is we're vigilant, we're prepared, and we've messaged consistently from the beginning that we're in the region to defend our people and our assets. And Israel took an action out of self-defense. We believe that Iran, as President has said from the beginning, should not have a nuclear weapon. That position hasn't changed. They can give it up peacefully. That position hasn't changed. And as a result, right now, we've got assets in the region, and we're going to defend them. And we're gonna be strong in the process. So people are reading into a lot of aspects right now. We're strong, we're prepared, we're defensive, and President Trump hopes there can be peace. So
that's all after the whole hoopla of the Trump truth tweet thing, right? And these threats he's throwing out on the fucking internet. Then he goes to the Situation Room, right? And then these are the things we've been hearing after the fact, right? After that. We just heard Hexeth right there, and you have this guy who I believe is, I think he's second in charge at the State Department. No, Department of Defense. I think he's the number 2 there. Sean Parnell. I've mentioned him before, because of his George W. Bush style politics and foreign policy. But he says, okay, American forces are maintaining their defensive posture. And that has not changed. We will protect American troops, and our interests. Basically, the same thing. So these are guys inside of, Trump's, more military parts of his office, of his administration, right? So they were almost like reassuring, like, yeah, we're not going to war. And I did see people like sighing of relief, like, oh, whew, I thought it was wartime after seeing these fucking tweets, right? The Trump statements. But now, with this fucking Gulf of Oman thing, what the fuck are we in for, guys? What are we in for here? Like, did this happen? Like, I don't know. Okay, I'm seeing nighttime here. Like, it's not making sense to me. It's hard for me to even see Lone Wolf at this point. Like, that guy would have had it coordinated, right? Like, the ocean's the ocean, right? So that's like, does he know the coordinates? That, okay, these ships are going to be coming through this shit at some point today or tonight. Like,
yeah.
Do you have the video of that guy who talks about crisis initiation?
No.
The prerequisites. It's like, well, we're in the business of.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about. I forgot his name now.
Was it Paulson? I don't remember his name.
It's like white guy, blonde hairish. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, gray suit.
Yeah, he's at some like fucking talking thing. He just kind of matter of fact says. Yeah,
he spells it out very clearly,
very
explicitly. He gives examples
very
of
casually, too.
the various. Yes,
I don't
I'm trying to
fucking
remember
know.
his name.
Fucking Jimmy plays that fucking clip all the time. I might have saw it today or the other day. I probably saw that rolling through Twitter. I am absolutely wrecked. Second time I'm seeing this. Okay, so you could probably just use the internet to know where they're going towards, right? According to NASA firms, 3 heat signatures coming from vessels in the Gulf of Oman entering the Strait of Hormuz. The data coincides with reports that 3 vessels are on fire in the area, awaiting for more information on the incident. Oh, man. And once again, if they're going false flag here, there's got to be dead people on there.
Yeah, I just put in Twitter crisis initiation. It came up like the first thing. I put in chat too.
Okay.
We're not saying that this is definitely it, but just to understand the historic situation.
It's Scions of Israel. Oh my god. Run for your lives, dude. Oh, someone asked why I haven't been watching the NBA Finals. He's from their Art is Dead channel. And I love watching playoff basketball and all that stuff. It's just this shit is just I mean, literally. What the fuck? What is this world we live in, bro? I mean, I'm assuming this is the most we got right now. I'm gonna play Jesse's clip. Put in the chat, right? You said? Yeah. This guy. Let's play. Just in case people just deny us.
I frankly think that crisis initiation is really tough. And it's very hard for me to see how the United States president can get us to war with Iran. Which leads me to conclude that if, in fact, compromise is not coming, that the traditional way of America gets to war is what would be best for U.S. interests. Some people might think that Mr. Roosevelt wanted to get us into World War II, as David mentioned. You may recall we had to wait for Pearl Harbor. Some people might think Mr. Wilson wanted to get us into World War I. You may recall he had to wait for the Lusitania episode. Some people might think that Mr. Johnson wanted to send troops to Vietnam. You may recall he had to wait for the Gulf of Tonkin episode. We didn't go to war with Spain until the until the Maine exploded. And may I point out that Mr. Lincoln did not feel he could call out the Federal Army until Fort Sumter was attacked, which is why he ordered the commander at Fort Sumter to do exactly that thing which the South Carolinians had said would cause an attack. So if, in fact, the Iranians aren't going to compromise, it would be best if somebody else started the war. One can combine other means of pressure with sanctions. I mentioned that explosion on August 17th. We could step up the pressure. I mean, look, people, Iranian submarines periodically go down. Someday one of them might not come up. Who would know?
He's just so blatant.
We can do a variety of things if we wish to increase the pressure. I'm not advocating that, but I'm just suggesting that this is not a either-or proposition. It's just sanctions has to succeed or other things. We are in the game of using means against the Iranians.
At the game,
we
baby.
Could get nastier at that.
Just candidly, just saying shit like that is incredible. Like, do you see why I call people devil worshippers?
Yeah, that's
see what I'm saying? Now, this guy's talking out here the way these motherfuckers probably talk behind closed doors. Where you're like, yo, how do we get this to happen? Oh, well, you could do some things here. You could just maybe kill a couple kids right there, and then maybe that can lead to the thing we want to happen. Like, fuck. Devil worshippers. No doubts about it, bro. But, alright, I'm just going to leave it there. I'm just throwing a heads up to people of, we are governed by idiots that are fighting people governed by other idiots that are teaming with other people governed by idiots. This is not the way I think the world's supposed to be. But then again, Who am I? Yeah, subscribe if you like, comment, agree, fuck agree, just say whatever you want in the comments. Obviously, I'm going to be following this because I'm sure statements will be happening soon because now we all know about it, right? And these things are timed, I believe, as far as like State Departments releasing photos or videos or whatever the fuck about a certain incident. These things are, I think, like released, like time released, based on whatever they want to show us.
Mainstream media hasn't touched on it yet.
Well, there you go. But I suspect some inside source, knew what was happening, had video of what was happening, and then released it. And now they're preparing to make statements. And if we hop into a war with Iran because of this shit, I'm gonna freak out. But then again, I figured we were already at war with Iran. But yeah, there it is. Don't forget to share, support, hopefully donate to all the links in the description box. Check them out, read them, share them, then donate. I might be making a video in 5 minutes for all I know when I hear statements. But for now, give this video a thumbs down.
Say you wanna get in.